Welcome you all to this video, and today in this video we are going to discuss about other set of SQL questions. So I already have a piece of code ready in the notepad, so I will open the notepad, I will copy this code from here, and I will come back to SQL Server and I'll paste it here, and I will be providing this piece of code in the resource section, so you can download it from there. And then you will be able to create the tables that I'll be using for solving the questions, and then you can follow along with me. So first of all, you can see that it is written create database SQL question. So first of all, I will be creating this database because the tables will reside in this database. Execute. Then you need to select this database. So you will write use SQL questions, then execute again, Control R. And now we will be creating three different tables. So the very first table is customers table that is being created. Then data will be inserted into customers table. After that, your orders table will be created. Then data will be inserted into the orders table. After that, your products table will be created. And then the data will be inserted into the products table. So this is how these tables are going to be created. Simply select the piece of code written from line 56 up to line number 8 and simply execute it, Control E. So 5 rows impacted in each one of the table. So now let's have a look at these three tables. So we can simply write, I'll go to the next page, and here at the top we can simply write select star. First of all, we will have to select the database from the top. So we have prepared these tables, kept these tables in SQL questions. So I will click on the drop down and let's select this database, that is SQL questions. And now write select star from customers. This is the table. Copy it. Paste it here in place of customers. Now write orders. Then we have your products table. Now let's execute the three select statements together, written from line 3 to line 7. And this is the data that we have. So here we have three tables. The very first table is the customers table, and it consists of customer ID, customer name, and country in which the customer resides. Then we have the details of the orders. So in the very first column, we have order IDs. Then we have customer ID. Then we have date of order. And then we have product ID. And then we have last table, that is the products table. In the products table, we have product ID, name of the product, and the price of the product. So you can see that orders table and customers table are related to each other through customer ID column. So customer ID is present in both of them, while your orders table and products table are related to each other through product ID column. So product ID is present in orders table as well, and product ID is present in products table as well. I'm basically telling about all these tables because we will be discussing about the questions related to joins. So we have multiple tables and then we need to apply the joins. All right. So Control R. Now let's talk about the first question. So this is our first question. At the first question, it is written that we have to write a SQL query so that we will be able to find the names of the customers who have placed an order. So first of all, I will again execute the select statements written from line 3 to 5 and will execute them. So if you will have a look at the customer ID column from customers and then customer ID column from orders table, you will see that all the customer IDs are not present in the orders table, which are present there in customers table. It means there were some of the customers who have not placed orders, right? So if you will look at the customer ID column in your orders table, so you will see that customer ID number 4 is not available in the orders table. It means all the customers have placed order, but customer ID number 4 never placed the order. Now, in order to get the output, expected output in question 1, we will have to apply an inner join, right? So that we will get the data of all other customer IDs leaving 4. So Control R. And here we will write select star. First of all, let's write select star. Then in the end, we will see that what are the columns that are required. First of all, let's write select star. So select star customers from customers. Let's give this table an alias name as C. Inner join orders O on O dot customer ID is equal to C dot customer ID, right? If we will now execute this statement, we should see the data of all the customers except customer ID 4. Let's execute it. So you can see that the data is available for all the customers who have placed the orders, but the data is not available for customer ID 4. And that's what we wanted. Now in the output, it is said that you need to find the names of the customers. So it is not required to show all the columns in the output. So in place of star, we will simply write customer name. And if you will now execute this statement, this will give you the desired output. Control R. Let's talk about question number 2. So in question number 2, we need to find out the list of the customers who have not placed any orders. So the customer who didn't place any order was customer ID equal to 4. Now you must remember that when we discussed about the concept of left join, we also discussed about left anti-join. That told us about the records which are present only and only in the left table. So in order to identify all those cases, what we can do, we can use the concept of left anti-join, where although in the joins we will be using a left join, but we will be applying one more condition in the where. And in the where clause, we will say that may it be any column that is coming from the right table has to have null value. So corresponding data has to be retrieved from the left table, and that will tell you about the customers who have not placed any order. So we will write select star. First of all, let's write select star, then we'll see that what are the columns required. So select star from customers C left join orders O on orders dot orders dot customer ID is equal to customers dot customer ID where any column from the right table is null. So you may write, we have given alias name, so we can write O dot, let's say order ID is null. Here also you can write aliases. So C dot customer ID and then your O dot customer ID. If we will now execute the piece of code written in line 14, ideally we should get the data only for customer ID number 4, as we have already discussed. Select it and execute it. So you can see that the data is being shown only for customer ID 4 because customer ID 4, that is David, never placed an order. Now control R. We do not want all the columns in the output, but we want the list of customers. So we want customer name. Select it from here. And then if we will execute it, this is the data that you have. Rather, we should write distinct customer name. Distinct customer name. In the first question as well, we should write distinct customer. So that's all. Now let's discuss about question number 3. Yes. So list all the orders along with the product name and price. So we will find out the order IDs, and for those we will look for the order IDs, and corresponding to those order IDs, some products must have been ordered as a part of a given order ID. So we need to show the name of those products and price. So again, if we will run these two select statements written in line 5 and 7, so you can see that orders table and products table are related to each other through product ID column. And as a part of each order ID, there is a corresponding product ID available in orders table, and corresponding to these products which are available in the orders ID, it means these products were ordered, right? Whichever are present in orders table, it means these products were ordered. So for these products which were ordered, we need to find out the name and the price. So we will say Control R, and we will be using the concept of inner join, right? Because all the products might not be present in the order ID orders table. Some of them might not have been ordered. Who knows, right? So we can write, first of all, select star from your orders table. Give it an alias name O. Then you may write join. Inner join can also be written as join. So join. Then your products table on. And let's give an alias name to products table as P. And then we can write O dot product ID, since both the tables are related to each other through product ID column, is equal to P dot product ID. Select it. And then we will simply execute it. Select the statement, execute it. So you can see that this is the data that is available to us, but we do not want all the columns in the output. We simply want the product names along with the price. So in place of star, we may write distinct product name, comma, price. Select it. And now execute the statement written in line 17. And this is the data that we have, right? So these products were ordered as a part of any given order ID. And these were the prices of these products. Now Control R. Let's discuss about question number 4. So you need to find the names of the customers and their orders. So you basically need to find the customer names and order IDs, including the customers who haven't placed any order. Now you need to find out those customers. You need to find out all the customers. In fact, those customers as well who have not placed any order. So we will be using customers table as the left table, and then we will apply the left join so that whatever is present in the left table is shown in the output, irrespective of whether any given customer has placed any order or not. So we will write select star from customers left join, and we can give an alias name to customers table. Let's name it as C. Left join. Your other table is orders table. Let's give it an alias O. On O dot customer ID to be equal to your C dot customer ID. And you can simply execute the piece of code written in line 21. And this gives you this data, right? But we wanted the names of customers and their orders. So we can simply write, we want distinct customer names along with their order IDs. Also for record number 4, you can see that null is present in all the columns coming from right table because order ID number 4 didn't place any order. While other order IDs or other customers have placed one or the other order. That's why other columns have some value from the right table for these corresponding customer IDs. So, and also the customer ID 4 is present along with this. So that's what we wanted in the data, that the customers who have placed the orders and the customers who have not placed any order. Now let's talk about question number 5. Now we need to retrieve the list of the products that have never been ordered. So what we will do, we can again use the concept of left anti-join, and we will consider the products table to be the left table. Like we discussed in the case where we had to find the customer who didn't place any order. Similarly, we can write this statement. So first of all, I'm writing select star. Then we will write select star from products table is our left table. So I'm writing products first, then products on, inner join. No, we want to write left join, and then we will use a where condition where we will say that any column coming from the right table is null. Only those products are to be shown. So select star from products, left join, orders. So orders is the right table here. Let's give it an alias as O. Let's give an alias to the products table as P. And then we can say on P dot products ID is equal to O dot products ID. And where any column coming from the right table is null, so we may write O dot order date is null. If we will now execute the select statement written in line 24, this is the output that we are going to get. But it is said in the question that we need to prepare a list of the products. So you just simply need to tell the product name, or might be product ID and product name. So we can write distinct let's take product ID as well. So we have product ID, comma, product name, both. Let's take them both and let's execute the select statement. Product ID, the name of the column is right. All right, we will execute the statement written in line 24. All right. So since product ID column is present in both the tables, it is present in orders table as well, it is present in products table as well. So SQL Server shows an error stating that it can't determine that product ID column has to be taken from which table. So you can choose any table. I'm writing products table, so p.product ID and then product name from these tables. After applying the join, execute. This is the data that we have. So for product ID equal to 1005, that's a smartwatch. No orders were placed. It was never ordered. Let's talk about question number 6. Find the total number of the orders placed by each customer. So we can simply find out the count of order IDs for each customer after applying the join. So first of all, let's write select customer name, comma, count of order ID from customers C inner join orders O on C dot customer ID is equal to O dot customer ID. So since we have applied the inner join, so automatically those records will not be considered where the count of order is equal to 0. But for the conditions where the data will match, we will get the order ID to be equal to, the count of the orders to be equal to some certain value. So first of all, let's execute this, and here we will have to use the group by clause. So we will write group by, because in the select statement, you can see 2 columns are present. Order ID column is also present, customer name is also present. For order ID, count is being used, so aggregation is being used. But for customer name, no aggregation is being used. So you will have to write it in the group by clause. Copy it and write it here in group by clause. Let's execute this piece of code. So you can see that Alice placed 2 orders, Bob placed 1, Charlie placed 1, and Eve placed 1. And David's name is not being shown. Why? Because David didn't place any order simply. But now let's say we want David's name should also be shown in the output, and corresponding to David's name, the count of the order should be shown as 0. So what we can do? So first of all, let's give an alias to this column that we have prepared now, that for count of order IDs, we can write number of orders. If we will execute the statement written in line 26 to 28, so this is the data that we have. But as of now, David's data is not being represented, but we want David's data also to be shown. So Control R. Now for that purpose, we will have to use which join? Left join, because we want entire data to be shown there in the output. So we will simply select this part, Control C, and we will paste it here, Control V. And in place of inner join, we will simply write left join. So left join orders on customer this. And if we will now try to find out the count of order ID, let's say what is the output. We will select this data and we will execute it. So you can see that for David, the count of the order, since no order IDs are present, so the count of order ID is coming out to be 0. So if you want to show the data in such a way so that for the customers who have not placed any order, the data should not be shown, you can use inner join. But ideally, if you want to show the data for all the customers, then you can use left join. So that is the point. Now let's talk about question number 7. So display the customers, the products they have ordered, and the order date. Include customers who haven't placed any order. So the point is, now we will have to apply joins between the 3 tables. Now how we may do that? So first of all, we have to show the details of the customers. That is the first point. Then we need to show the details of the products that they have ordered, and along with the order date as well. Also, we have to include those customers who have not placed any order. So it means we will have to use the left join. So we can write, first of all, let's write select star. Then in the end, we will see what are the columns required. But let's write the entire statement first of all. So we can write select star from customers C. Let's give it an alias as C. Left join the products we need to tell, and we can join these two tables through orders table. So we can write orders O on C dot customer ID to be equal to O dot customer ID, right? And to this output, we will again apply a left join, and we will write left join the name of the products table, that is P, and we will write on O dot product ID is equal to P dot product ID. So we are basically applying the joins between these three tables. First of all, we will join the customers and orders table based on the customer ID. Customer ID is present in both the tables, and we want the details of all the customers who have either placed the order or placed the order. That's why left join is being used. Similarly, the output of these two joins is then again joined with the products table, and the condition is basically based on the product ID. So in that way, this join is going to work, right? So if I will execute the statement written in line 35, this is the data that we get. So you can see that since customer ID 4 has never placed any orders, so the values coming from the orders table and coming from products table as well are null. But for other values of the customer ID, we have certain values for product IDs and order IDs as well. Now we have to show not all the columns but the names of the customers. So we may write distinct customer name. Then we also want product, so we can write product. Maybe we can take product ID and product name both, because we have to show the details. And then since product ID's column is present in more than one table, so you will have to give an alias as well of the table, that from where this table is this column is coming from. So let's take products table. So we will write P dot product ID. Then we have product name, and then we need to find out the order date. So comma, we can write order date. If we will now execute the select statement written from line 34 to 37, if we will select it and execute it, so this is the data that we are going to get. And we had to show the data of all the customers who have either placed an order, or not placed an order, right? So that's why you can see that, especially for David, you can see no values are present in any column coming from any one of the tables, that is the orders table and products table. So all values are being represented as null, while other records and columns have values, relevant values. So that was all about some of the questions based on joins, and we will meet in the next session. We'll discuss about other questions. Till then, thank you. Bye-bye.